Hello, this is the second appointment here of Beating Pro English version. Today we're talking about the story of Richard Branson. Who's Richard Branson? Remember Virgin, Virgin Galactic, Virgin Studios, Virgin Record Company? That's him. His story starts out at 15 years old when he drops out of school. He was found out dyslexic, but the only thing that he knew that everybody bullied him for not being a good student. He had difficulties of reading. And so he said, the school is not for me. I want to do business. With his old friend John Jens, he found the student magazine. He had an idea of doing putting some themes like politics, like drugs, like racism, like, being liberty. Those were the liberty days, son of the flowers moment era. And so he starts out that magazine, but he needed some money. And he started out cold calling. Yes, he said many companies would want to put some ads in our magazine and give us some money, the money we need. And this went good. 50,000 copies sold for the first number. Not bad. Afterwards, they had to hire some more people in order to selling more ads. And so they decided to do some parties where they will invite some girls that would bring many men, and to them they will hire these guys for selling the ads. After 3 years, they closed down the company because they found out that they had more parties than ads. Too bad. Next step, he found out that it was the music. It was late 60s and it was the music era. And he said, why don't we sell LPs? And they decided to sell it by mail. This went good. And with the revenues that they made, they decided to open up the first music store. What about that? They wanted a different idea of store. They wanted to let the people get inside and with their earphones to hear the music that they wanted before buying it. They had the possibility to smoke inside, and so it was a different kind of store. They opened up many others, but after 3 years they had to close them down. They had no money. People were stealing the records, and more, they were sleeping there. Okay. So the banker showed up and said, hey man, we need the money back. And he said, I don't have them. So what are you going to do? And he sold him out the music idea. We're going to found a record company and a record studio. Well, he was convincible and they gave him the money. But he needed a partnership there. And with his cousin, they selected some disruptive musician. And they found out one that was playing some experimental music that had been turned down by many other record companies. That was a man. It was a teen and shy guy. It was Mike Oldfield. The Tubular Bells sold right till now 18 million copies. At 23 years old, Richard Branson was a millionaire. Not bad. It seemed like easy, the first record, and it goes up. But then they had to wait 3 more years to find a new success. So it had been 3 years of failings. Okay, who was it? Another Another time it was a band that had been turned out because of his violence, because of his bad talk, insulting the Queen, politics, and so on. And no record companies wanted to do with them. It was Sex Pistols time. Again, many copies sold. Until now, we're going to stop here for his first part of the story, and let's check it out, what we can learn from this. Well, you'll not only have success in your life, you can have failures. And even while going through the story of Richard Branson, a person that right now is a great successman, we have to recognize that he had a lot of failures, but he turned them upside down. With the student company, they had many parties and not so many ads. They had to turn it down. But then again, well, why don't we sell LPs? Next idea. And they weren't good. Open up the shops. But they had to turn them down. Why? Because they were stealing. They weren't so successful. They were stealing and robbing, the records, and had these guys that were more smoking marijuana and sleeping in the music store than being profitable. But again, from that scratch, they turned upside down and they wanted something different. A music store. They wanted a record store, a record company, a record studio. It was the music time, and they wanted to be disruptive. Again, disruptive is a very common word right now also. So everybody can be disruptive. Everybody has the same opportunity that he had. Here's Jim Rohn, The Key to Success. This is the Italian version of it. And the first key that he gives is personal growth. Right now, we're in the best moment for personal growth because we have an entire encyclopedia written and videotaped in YouTube at our hand. And it's updated continuously. So it's the best moment to be wild. It's the best moment to bring out ourselves and put out the best in us. If you don't have any idea, well, check me out. I'll put you my mail under it, and you could subscribe and hear from me for the next part of the story of Richard Branson. Check me out.